The word rest speaks of reward. When we talk about rest, we are talking about man created to be rewarded. Anytime you work, or anytime you labor, anytime you get to the end of yourself, what you expect to be reward. When we talk about rest, we are talking about God rewarding man with something tangible, something that you know that this is the benefit of my action. This is the benefit of the thing effort I put to life. Reward speaks of something that comes to you at the end of the day. Reward speaks of something that comes to you as a benefit. Child of God, listen to me. Anything that has no reward is not worth embarking on. Jesus said, he said, I stand and I am coming quickly. He said, my reward is with me, and I will give every man according to his hard work. And this is where I prophesy. Everyone that hear my voice this morning, this afternoon, and this night, hear me, child of God. I see God rewarding you. I see reward coming to you. You shall be rewarded. You will not labor in vain. I said you shall experience reward. Reward is coming. My reward is coming. God will reward you. Every good work, every labor of your life, I shall receive reward. The E speaks of encouragement. When we talk about rest, we're talking about a moment, something that you cannot see, but you can feel it. You cannot see courage, but you see the effect of being encouraged. There are people today in this year where God has promised us a glorious destiny. There are so many things that will come your way. It will look like opposite of the prophecy. Then you begin to ask yourself, is this what God said? Is this how this year we end again? Because prophecy has gone ahead. 2025, you were told you will get married. 2025, you were told you will travel abroad. This is 2026. It's like nothing is happening. This is where you need encouragement. This is where you need to be encouraged. David went to war. I think in 1 Samuel 30, Bible says David went to war. As soon as David got to the war, the battlefront, David conquered. Bible says as soon as David got home, all David saw was that his wife, his children, his house, everything has been destroyed. In that process, David encouraged himself in the Lord, and David began to inquire and said, oh God, shall I pursue? Shall I overtake? And God replied, he said, pursue, overtake, and without him, recover. That God has said it, and it must come to pass. I don't know, is discouraged today. What is it that have discouraged you? I have no food on your table. There is no money to pay rent. There is no money to pay bills. Child of God, listen to me. Never get to a point where you get discouraged. It takes courage to enjoy what we are talking about. S stands for success. Success. Not all success is enviable. Not all success is God's success. Joshua 1:8. He said, this book of the Lord shall not depart out of thy mouth. Thou shalt meditate upon it day and night, and to observe, to do all that is written. This is my emphasis. Say, for there thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and you shall have good success. So, what you must yearn for, what you must crave for, what God said is that I will give you good success. When he talks about rest, he's talking about giving you success, something that you will look up to. You will know this is the hand of God. You will look up to. That is why when he was speaking in 3 John 3 verse 2, he said, I wish above all things that thou may prosper and be in good health, even as thy soul prospereth. So there are many prosperity that does not help your spiritual prosperity. Good success. So when God says, I will give you rest, he's talking about, I will give you reward, I will encourage you, I will give you success. The D speaks of truth. Do you understand? Say, in my father's house, there are many mansions. Say, if it were not so, I would have told you. Truth was hiding in what Jesus was saying. But if it were not so, I would have told you. If there were no mansions, I would have told you. If heaven was not real, I would have told you that I just came from somewhere. Child of God, listen to me. If there's anything you must pursue in life, pursue something that is truthful. We're in a world of lies. We're in a world today where lies. So when we talk about rest, it's you finding something that is truthful. Christ is a true God. Jesus is the true Son of God. Whenever we talk about rest, make sure that the rest that you are into or that you have been told carries truth. I'm saying in summary that what God said he will do for you is that he will take you from work into labor. He will take you from work into a place of rest. And the rest we are talking about encapsulate a reward. It entails some level of encouragement. It covers what? Success. And it covers truth.